Yo, welcome to the first episode of the We Don't Know Shit podcast.
Hey.
Today, we're going to talk a lot about NBA because there's a lot going on. And I guess Chuey has a couple of things he wants to talk about too. So let's just jump right in. The first news, the news of today is...
news of the day, huh?
The Grizzlies and the Utah Jazz are working out a trade for Ricky Rubio and a 2019 first-round pick for Mike Conley. So that's in the pipeline.
Wait, Ricky Rubio.
Yeah.
Ricky fucking Rubio.
Rubio plus a first-round pick.
Plus a first fucking round pick.
For 2019 draft. That's
okay.
Right now.
Right. Righteous.
And for Mike Conley.
For Mike Conley. What the fuck?
But I believe they're trying to make it work salary-wise. I don't think they match up. So they'll have a...
I mean, that just sounds weird to me anyway. Like, what... I understand. Mike Conley, he's a good player. I like me some fucking Mike Conley. Mike Conley's also overpaid. He came up, okay, when a lot of things were happening. Now, how is he that much better than Ricky Rubio? Not saying that he's not better than Ricky Rubio, but is it that big of a fucking gap? Are you kidding me? And you're going to give up a first-round pick?
Yeah, I don't know if it's the best trade that they could make. I think they're just making a trade to make a trade. It feels like. I think Rubio serves that team very well, and he's actually playing better than I've seen him play.
That's what I'm saying. So
the NBA,
that's my argument against. That's my argument against Mike Conley.
Yeah,
it's just like, you know, and Mike Conley's also been injury prone. Rubio too, a little bit, but sometimes when you just see someone take a stride late in their career and they're just kind of pushing by just being more effective now than trying too hard to become a star in this league, it changes. You can see longevity again. You know what I mean? In a player. Like, for instance, Vince Carter, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? He stretched that out because he started understanding his role.
I think also, too, Vince Carter was just so athletically ahead of everybody else that even now, he's average.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, he's still a decent player in the league,
average,
for sure.
Like, athletically average for his size at 40 years old or however old he is, 38, 39, something like that. Being that
old. Who gives
old,
a fuck? Yeah, he's ageless. He's pretty much ageless.
Being that old and still competing at a level that he's competing at as an NBA player, I mean, that just shows how much ahead athletically he was, you know.
Another thing I like about...
But did he rely on his athleticism too much?
Probably, yeah. But he had to. But in that era, it was okay to do that. I
felt like he became a better player after he stopped relying on the athleticism so much.
Yeah, that was my exact argument to start. Is just like that's what I feel Rubio's doing now. You know what I mean? Like, he's just like, no, I'm not going to try to overreach to be this fucking point guard. Whoever he thought was the top, he probably looked up to Steve Nash, I imagine. You know what I mean? At the time when he probably came in.
Maybe.
Right? Maybe. So. Maybe and some other guys, obviously. Yeah. It's not like someone just becomes a fan of one guy, but...
Now you got to think he's playing in Spain, too, so how much NBA did he really...
No, at this point, this is the biggest league. It's like us watching Premier League. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, but
it's like an MLS player watching Premier League.
But back then, though, 2007, 2008... Was it really popping? Obviously basketball's always been popping, but I mean,
I think all that matters
coverage?
All that matters from that instance is who has rights to the coverage, and ESPN's been on the NBA for a minute. Maybe the TNT games, maybe that was a struggle. That was a push, but any ESPN game, you're definitely getting it out there. You know what I mean? It's like when you go on vacation somewhere. You know what I mean? You go international somewhere, you're like in Mexico at the poolside, like ESPN Deportes is going to be playing like a Lakers Knicks game or whatever the fuck that's happening all the way out here in LA. You know what I mean? So I can't believe that they didn't have access to that footage, especially if that's the league that they're looking forward to making it in. Not only professionally, but you're set for life money-wise. You know what I mean? So I can't imagine that they didn't find a way to start watching that. In much the same way that the Premier League's become big over here. Like, it's a lot bigger in the States than it's ever been. And NBC Sports got the rights to that, I believe, in... It's possible that it was in... I want to say 2006, 2007. I could be wrong. We need to fact check that.
We don't fact check.
I mean, eventually.
I think we will fact check, but
because what the fuck?
Yeah. All right, so good move, bad move. Who wins? Who loses? Grizzlies win, right?
Yeah, I think the Grizzlies win. I think that's basically the answer.
First round pick.
That's the answer of our argument. Basically, that's the whole argument.
A later pick, but
no, but it doesn't matter. It's definitely, yeah.
And they get a younger point guard that's not.
Mm-hmm. You know, and they get to rebuild because they're accepting that they're in a rebuild. Yeah. They're accepting it. Okay. That's it. That's all you need. That's what a successful franchise does.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it's weird to say that because it's almost like you're saying that they're already a successful franchise. No, but they're trying to emulate one, and that's enough, right? In that moment, you're a successful franchise then, if you want to ball like one.
That's true.
And so they're making that move. They're making that fucking move. Good for them.
That is true.
Good for them. And Jazz, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, you guys just don't ever want to be anything significant. That's cool.
Okay, so let's move on then. So the next bit of news is Carmelo Anthony has been waived by the Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, but we knew that was going to happen.
Of course. So in the last 16 months, Carmelo Anthony has been traded 3 times and waived twice.
Yeah.
Is he done?
No, he's not done.
No?
He's definitely not done, but... well, what kind of done are you asking?
I mean, is he NBA done?
Yeah, he's NBA done.
Is he ready for the big 3?
Oh, he might be pretty good in the big 3 actually. But hold up, but
might be. No, I think he would be.
Yeah, he's probably be the best player. Yeah,
dominate the
for sure.
3.
He'd be the best player in the big 3.
Dominate that.
But what I'm saying is, there's still a team out there that could use him.
Oh yeah.
So he will play NBA basketball till the end of the 2019 season.
Well, that brings me to my next question then. So what are his landing spots? What's the obvious landing spots and what's the ideal landing spot? Right, so the obvious, we already know the obvious landing spot is the Lake Show.
It's not even the most obvious. He's on the Lakers. I'm glad this is being recorded, by the way. But he's on the Lakers already. Okay, it's February 1st, 2019. All right?
But what's the most ideal place for him to go?
The most ideal place for him to go is, there's 2. Golden State or Lakers.
Okay.
Legit. And I only say the Lakers not because I'm a biased LA fan. The Lakers is the team that I root for. No, not just because of that, but just because him teaming up with LeBron is the best thing that could happen to him. Because LeBron won't just be like, yeah, just do whatever the fuck you want. LeBron's going to utilize him at his strength.
Okay.
And he's going to make Melo not look elite again, but he's going to be that one serviceable guy that plays on a LeBron-led team that comes in that you're like, oh, yeah, remember that guy? He was good everywhere else, but he wasn't that dominant. He comes and plays, for instance, Miami. That happened in Miami, and that happened in Cleveland with players on both of those squads. That's the place to go. That's a place to go. Because even in Golden State, if you just can't shoot anymore, like, that's a problem.
You can't shoot in Golden State. That's all they got.
That's what I mean, but Melo's definitely not going to just
shoot over there. Boogie shoots threes.
Yeah.
And KD shoots threes.
And the other problem
obviously Steph and Clay shoot threes.
Yeah, and the other problem with Melo is he can't play defense. He never could. Well, so, you know what I mean?
I don't know if he can't. It's just more if he just saves his energy for offense.
I mean, I think you could make a case for it, I guess, but as far as we've seen, it's just been just a lack of defense regardless.
Yeah, that could be true.
So, even if he can play defense, he doesn't want to. That's a fucking...
Yeah, I agree with...
Fuck it.
Definitely agree with you there.
There'll probably not be another player like that for a long time, so you know what? Fuck yeah. I ride with Melo. I ride with Melo, yeah.
Golden State would be the ideal place,
right?
But the obvious would be the Lakers, correct?
He's on the Lakers, folks. It already happened.
Speaking of the Lakers,
yeah,
Anthony Davis has demanded a trade this week through his agent, Rich Paul, who is also LeBron's best friend, who is also LeBron's agent, who also, So Anthony Davis, right? Obviously, he's told his Rich Paul has told teams that he only wants to play for the Lakers.
Yeah.
But news came out that he is also, after this Porzingis trade, which we'll talk about in a second, after that trade, now he's saying that New York is a viable option for him too. Is that just hype, just to fluff up and make the Lakers make a deal? Or is he serious? Does he want to go to the Big Apple?
It doesn't matter. It's a smart move. Use every ounce of leverage you can in any fucking situation. That's the rule of business. I
agree.
Okay? I'm no businessman. I just made that up. But hey, if you're in business school and you're listening to this, you're welcome. Now
you just got a 4-year degree. You can thank my homie here. Everything's all good.
No. But listen, like, it doesn't matter because he can use that leverage to make the Lakers pay. And the worst thing that can happen is that he doesn't convince KD to go to New York once he goes to New York. And that's it. Case in point. So that's what he's thinking. That's what I imagine he's thinking.
KD's not leaving Golden State.
I know, but it doesn't matter. He just can throw that out there because it's a possibility. It's a possibility, and all he'd have to do is just make a phone call to KD. And say, let's just do this New York thing finally.
He can make a phone call. He can Skype him, FaceTime. He
can do whatever the fuck he wants.
They can get on Discord and chop it up. They could do a podcast together. It don't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
KD ain't leaving the Warriors.
I'm sure he's not, but it doesn't matter. But that's the point we're trying to make, is just that's why that leverage is so precious, because it's a possibility, so he can make it serious by just saying, hey, maybe he didn't talk to him, but all he has to do is make it seem like he did. All he has to do is make people believe that he's convinced KD. How about that? That's already all you need to leverage that conversation for more money.
And
right?
then you know who else wants out of their current team too, right?
Oh,
Kyrie Irving.
Oh yeah. I heard about that, and I was
Kyrie.
Oh man, I love Kyrie so much. I do. I really like. I've always liked Kyrie. I like his game. I like that he kind of modeled himself after Kobe a little bit. I like all those things. And every once in a while, he gets bored. You know what I mean? And he comes out and he wants to puff his chest and he wants to tell everybody that he's a true alpha and that he's going to show everybody. And that's fine. I love that attitude too. That's fucking amazing. But after a while, like, when do words become reality, my friend? And the more that you voice it and that you don't pull through, it's just, man.
I mean, he's a killer, man. He's a killer. He just can't stay on the court.
But you can't stay on the court, and that's part of it. Unfortunately, that's part of it, though.
Sometimes that's not mental. I mean, that's just physical. He's a little guy playing against giants.
I know, but the legends adjust their game. And the legends adjust their game, and that's why they have longevity.
But imagine if Kyrie was 6'6".
No, of course.
That's a different beast.
Then he'd probably just be balling like LeBron. Then he'd just be LeBron. Yeah. Then he'd
the same thing about Lou Williams. If the NBA is so lucky, Lou Williams isn't over 6 foot. I mean, 6'6".
Of course.
If Lou Williams was 6'6", we wouldn't be talking about a lot of these other dudes.
No, Lou Williams would probably be like a LO.
Like,
maybe.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Who?
If Lou Williams was like 6'6", he'd be like Kobe level.
No, but I mean,
wise, like, just my god.
I feel like
that fool just gets buckets.
I feel like because he's long, it makes me feel like he would just be able to take like 2 steps and just no. He's long in his frame. You know what I mean? He's got long arms.
Right.
And so I feel like he'd just be coasting to the basket.
So Kyrie said he wants to play with LeBron again, supposedly through sources, Rick Bucher sources.
I'll take Kyrie. Fuck it. I like Kyrie on Lakers.
Oh my god, I wish he would have came here first. But do you think that's gonna happen? Do you think that's possible?
No.
Hell no, right?
No. Celtics are gonna figure it out.
They'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
They got to.
They'll figure it out, and that's why he's doing it. I mean, because he knows where he's at. He knows where he's at. It's like any superstar comes to the Lakers, they're gonna get whatever they want.
Yeah.
Whether you like to hear that or not, as a fan, like, that's just the reality of playing for a big org like that.
Yeah.
Like, they just got more money to spend, so the value's different.
And no matter what, the value's different. It's not even just the money. It's just like, look, we got 16 championships.
Yeah, but that comes with money.
No, but I mean, not necessarily. That just comes with winning. They breed a winning culture. Winning brings the money. The money doesn't bring winning.
Yeah, but it all equates to winning.
Money doesn't bring winning, because if money brings winning,
no, but winning,
New York got money,
but winning
but why
brings
can't
money.
They put together a
yeah,
winning team?
but winning brings more money.
That's
on
what I'm
top
saying.
Of big
winning
money.
brings money, right? So the money is not the issue,
right? So you learn, but that's what I'm saying. So that's how they became a legendary franchise. This is about that's how you become a legendary franchise.
This is about for a player building a legacy. Do you want to build your legacy in Cleveland? Or do you want to build your legacy as part of one of the greatest franchises in all of sports?
Oh, yeah. Of course it makes sense to him now.
And I hate to be defending the Celtics here, but, I mean, it's real. It's realistic. Like, if he doesn't go to Lakers, and if he doesn't go to the Knicks, like, don't leave Boston.
No,
Why?
he won't.
Why would you leave Boston?
And he won't. He's just trying that because at the end of the day, this is what's happened in the NBA. And probably not a lot of people or a lot of teams wanted to give in right away. But now, we've put LeBron on another team with some okay kids, right? Yeah, I mean, some kids that have potential.
Remember that, everybody. They're just kids still. They're not all-stars. They're not superstars. They're kids.
They're kids with a lot of potential. And so now that team has been built, and they fleshed it out. Because why not? Let's see how much LeBron can lift, you know. Guys that are a little less than average, but only because they're so green. You know what I mean? They're fresh. And it's not going to beat the Warriors. It's not even going to be top 3 seeds in the West. So, yeah. So, guess what? Now, this whole sell, on even going back to the Showtime jerseys, the point of fucking Showtime, that was the first super team.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think that was the first super team?
Because at one point, Lakers had Wilt, Jerry West, and Elgin Baylor at the same time. That's a super team.
That's what I'm talking about.
That was in
60s,
70s?
Okay, well, I guess the Lakers invented the concept. I guess.
And then
thinking
Boston,
about it like that.
They had Havlicek, Bill Russell. They had a legendary team too. I can't remember all theirs.
But a lot of those guys are Celtic lifers though.
Well, yeah.
And the
Lakers guys are Lakers lifers too.
No. But I'm saying, but a lot of those guys came from other teams where they were winning too. A lot of them. And so, what is that? That's like what we ended up hating when it happened in Miami. It's just like stars coming together.
I think we more so hated it because of how it took place.
No, of course. No, we hated it because of that too. But the real sports fans knew, like, yo, I also hate this shit because this is bullshit. This is kind of like some fucked up shit. But if you think about these old teams, these things that were happening in the 70s where, like, there was no cap, there was no way of even tracking finances. It really was just the mogul that had more money that bought a fucking NBA team is going to put together a better fucking team.
Well, yeah,
so nobody complained about super teams before because it was just like, oh, it's just known. Like, yeah, we're lucky we're in the league with them.
But
fuck it, we'll play with them.
Now you got to worry about the salary cap. You got to worry about CBA shit, right? And if these teams can put together these groups of players, you can't be mad at them because
no, of course not.
They're within the guidelines, these very, very restrictive guidelines that have been set in place. Like if they're adhering to those guidelines, then there's nothing that anybody can say.
But a little bit of those guidelines was also telling us these guidelines are going to help create a little bit of parity. And then when that breaks apart,
But the thing
when
is,
that comes apart, that's when you're just like, what the fuck? So now,
but the punishment ain't shit. Because what did they fine AD? 40 grand,
yeah,
50 grand.
Of course it isn't.
Like that?
Of course it isn't. But it's still, yeah. But it's
50 grand
still
to
just
a guy giving up 20 million or whatever.
But it's also like they have the power to reverse trades. Like that's bullshit.
Yeah,
that's horseshit.
All right. So
no
Kyrie to LA,
motherfuckers.
Kyrie to LA?
No.
Not happening.
He's in Boston.
Yeah.
He's in Boston.
I agree.
I'm making all these calls. We'll see. And it's being recorded. Holy shit.
Let's just stick to LA and make another prediction. Is Luke Walton's time in LA up?
Unfortunately, at the end of the season, yes. Not right now. And I think it's stupid because it's stupid. It's even stupid when you like something that you feel.
But is this the LeBron effect?
I know what you feel about. Yeah. There's definitely the LeBron effect, but it's like how we hate when coaches get fired mid-season, right?
I hate that.
It's almost the same thing because if you're breeding a young team, like this team has grown with this coach. Why fire him now, right on the brink, right? But that doesn't matter because LeBron's there now.
But I'm saying, is this the LeBron effect? Like, let's find a coach that LeBron wants? Or is this the decisions that Luke's been making as a head coach of the Lakers this season, particularly? Because last season, I thought they took very big strides in becoming.
Yeah, but it's both because you also just need a big. You need a coach in there. For LA is going to be the first time where it's not going to work with a fucking coach that just defers to LeBron. They really got to go get a coach with a fucking ego because it's not just LeBron, it's fucking Hollywood. Welcome to LA.
What coach is out there
I don't know. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I'm just saying that's how difficult it is.
Right?
That's how difficult it is.
Who's the best replacement for
Because knowing the Lakers, they are going to get just some fuckhead coach, some random little.
Are they going to go get Ty Lue?
Or they might just fucking do some stupid shit like Riley did with Spoelstra, just fucking upgraded,
I would hope that.
Just hooked up the video guy.
I would hope
and
that.
And Spoelstra turned out to be a good-ass coach.
Wait. That's not going to happen in that way because Spoelstra was handpicked by Pat Riley. Luke is from the last regime.
Yeah, this is very
Magic
true.
didn't hire Luke. As much as Magic likes Luke, he didn't hire him, 1. 2, they've already got into it. They've already had the public spat.
Well, his fate is sealed. Yeah, that's why I said at the end of the season, yeah, I think he's done. I just hope they don't fire him mid-season, I guess. You know what I mean?
If you fire a coach mid-season, it's a wrap for the season, in my opinion.
I mean, yeah, of course.
But Cleveland did that and then went on to win a championship. So
yeah, it's LeBron. So who knows? They might make a move.
Who does the Lakers have?
LeBron. So who do you think they're going to get? Who was your person?
I don't have a person, honestly, but I could see them going for Ty Lue. Just to re-spark that, and Ty Lue's a former Laker, so
no. So I understand that.
It's still keeping it in the family. It's still keeping that. I don't like it.
I don't think they do Ty Lue.
I don't like it.
I think they do Ty Lue because I don't know. Maybe that's what Ty Lue told Luke when they first faced off. Remember when he walked? He's like, "Yo, motherfucker, I'm coming for your job."
And then we got the news is. The rumor is that it's Jason Kidd, which I'm not a fan of.
No, that's worse than Ty Lue.
I'm not a fan.
Unfortunately, that's worse than Ty Lue. Way different levels on players, but as coaches, yeah.
I'm definitely not a fan of either.
Yeah, but I'd rather just take Ty Lue because he succeeded with LeBron.
I guess
I'm just not sure Jason Kidd can succeed with LeBron.
I don't think so.
That sounds toxic as fuck.
Or do you dip into the Warriors well again?
And get who? Mike Brown?
And you can get Mike Brown back. Mike Brown's a good coach, man.
No, he's a super good coach.
He just didn't get love when he was in LA.
I'm just saying that because I don't know how LeBron feels about him. And that one would be up to LeBron.
True.
They'd ask LeBron how he, and I don't know how LeBron ended with him because LeBron was still such a kid.
You're right.
You know? It could have been.
I mean, I would have said Fizdale, but now he's in New York, so that's not happening.
Oh, poor fucking Fizdale.
Yeah, that's not happening.
He's not going to last there either.
Yeah, I know. He's going to get sucked into the Dolan blender.
He's not gonna last there. That was a bad job.
You know, I don't have a good replacement for Luke. I think Luke is the best guy for
No,
the
job. There is none, but he's gone.
Yeah.
There's none. Of course not. I mean, Luke is the perfect thing. That's the exact thing you want with LeBron.
Unless they dip into college or
But it's
overseas.
just like, Luke is also losing his button because he fucking doesn't know how to manage a superstar. He never really had to because even when he was at the Warriors, like, there was already a few superstars there. You know what I mean? So it's different. You just let those guys act. You know what I mean? You just let those guys go out there and play. A little bit.
You know, a lot of it, too, is... I mean, it's got.
And Luke was in charge of a bunch of kids before that. Just kids.
All right, that's the
now
thing.
It's kids with superstar. Like, he doesn't... So you got to imagine that he's got to shift from being, like, the players coach. Like, hey, man, like, buddies and shit. And getting them to play. And then with LeBron, you have to get more tactical. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
You have to wear two hats. That, hey, man, maybe you're not even fit for one.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's a fucked up situation for Luke, unfortunately. I think Luke is still a decent coach. He can be a decent coach. He'll be a decent coach somewhere. Somebody will eventually pick him up, I think.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of good coaches anymore
Luke's
in the NBA.
Coaching career is set. Like, he's going to get a job no matter what.
What if he ends up being, like, assistant on the Spurs? Under Pop.
And going and learning some shit over there.
Yeah, just say, hey, I want to go learn from Pop. Before it's done and the second half of my career, then I ain't going to remember Luke Walton that couldn't fucking coach in the NBA.
Right. All right, so let's talk about the big NBA news. The obvious big news is
What's that?
Porzingis getting traded to the Mavericks. I'm not going to go over all the details of the trade and all the moving pieces, but essentially DeAndre Jordan and 2 draft picks, I believe, and name's drawing a blank now. Dennis Smith for Porzingis, Tim Hardaway Jr., and some other pieces, I believe. Who's the winner and who's the loser?
The Knicks are always the loser. Knicks and winning, it doesn't rhyme together so nice. No, the Knicks, of course the fucking Knicks. They're blowing it up again. They can't fucking figure out who they are. They have no idea what's going on over there. Same old fucking Knicks. Why are we so surprised?
Knicks.
Why are we so surprised though? We're the fuckheads for being so surprised. Like, are you kidding me? What the fuck, Knicks? But yeah, that's the way it goes.
So obviously Dallas is the winner. Mark Cuban is.
They're an interesting team in the West. Right away. Just because you also get Tim Hardaway Jr. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I like Tim Hardaway Jr.
Yeah.
His dad was one of my favorite players for sure.
Dude,
too.
Tim Hardaway Jr. alone would have still been like, okay, that's an interesting trade. I think.
No, they would have got robbed if it was.
No, they would have got robbed, but I would have still been like, man, that was a stupid, desperate move by Cuban. But hey, those risks are sometimes enough.
And they gave up 2 first-round picks, I believe.
But the fact that they got Porzingis and him, and what else? What else did they get?
Porzingis, Tim Hardaway, and probably some other pieces, I believe. I don't have it on. I don't have it.
Okay,
up,
those might be throwaway pieces anyway. But that's fucking nice.
Yeah, it's a nice trade.
That's fucking nice.
But
what's going on with Porzingis though? That's the problem.
I like.
What's the drama there? Because
I want to talk about the Knicks for a second.
He's got some medical issues.
I like this trade for the Knicks though, right? Because supposedly Porzingis comes in and says he's not happy. He wants to win. He's not happy with the direction, the drafting that they've done, all those things. Just like a New York Knicks fan would say, probably, right? And then they traded him, right, to a team that really could use him, and he's a great replacement. But the Knicks getting those 2 draft picks back, that's a plus.
Yeah.
Right? Because Dallas, yes, they'll have Luka and Porzingis, but are they going to make the playoffs? Probably not in the West.
No.
Probably not.
Well,
they're gonna need something else before they make the playoffs.
I don't know.
Because just those 2 can't do it.
No, but they got DeAndre Jordan down there.
No, DeAndre went in that trade to the Knicks.
Oh shit, are you serious?
Right. So like I'm saying, I really like the position that the Knicks put themselves in.
That's fucking crazy. Okay.
Because they got DeAndre Jordan for like a year or 2, right, left on his deal, and then they got the 2 draft picks. They already got some young little pieces, Knox, Ntilikina, right? But they're gonna have, I think, $79 million of cap space clear. So they'll be able to go after Kyrie if he wants to leave. They'll be able to go after KD, which he's not leaving, folks. Or, they might be able to go after Kawhi or whoever else pops up. Clay, Kawhi, everybody with a K.
Okay, well, let's just say this. One of those guys will definitely land there. But that's
maybe.
It. But
what if none of them? I don't. Honestly,
it could be none of them because the Knicks will definitely fuck it up for sure.
What I was about to say.
They're the fucking Cleveland Browns of the fucking NBA.
I love the position the Knicks put themselves in. However, I don't trust them to see it through, at least to get positive results.
No, they're fuckheads.
I don't see it.
Just like us, they're gonna get it wrong.
And
they're gonna get it wrong as usual. And so,
I think this is my personal thought. This is my little. I call it my Knickspiracy Theory.
Oh, right? Shit.
So, I think...
This is going to get deep.
Not too deep. But I think that Porzingis has been cleared by team docs. Or not by team docs, but by his personal doctors and by the specialist and everybody that was overseeing his recovery outside of the team.
Right, the shit that he pays out of pocket.
or maybe the team pays for it or whatever, or the NBA, or I don't know how all that works.
But it becomes a personal expense, that he uses on the side. That's a gray area
that I'm not sure of.
Okay.
But I believe that they said he's been ready, right? Because there's clips of him, jogging and moving around, and it's like, you're not jogging if you ain't ready. You're not even really attempting to test it like that. You know what I'm saying?
So then what the fuck's going on there?
So I'm thinking that the Knicks all along have been shopping Porzingis, but they wanted to do it in a quiet way. And the best way to do that was to let him recover, but then not clear him with team docs, so they don't have to answer to media and the league of why they're not playing him. And the reason why they're not playing him is because they don't want him to re-injure himself, and then they can't make a trade happen. They know that even with Porzingis, they're still shit. Even in the East, they're still shit.
Yeah.
Right? They are literally in full rebuild mode, and you can't fully rebuild when you have an all-star. Right? Because he's going to win you games that you want to lose. And that, for me, I believe that they were shopping him all along, and they didn't want to talk about it. And so now, that's why the trade was out of nowhere. Like, nobody even talked about it. Woj, nobody.
Yeah,
nobody knew.
It flew out of nowhere.
Right? And the only way that could happen, the only way Mark Cuban, right, Mr. Shark Tank, I don't know if you ever watched Shark Tank, but you'll see he won't bet on some wild out idea or just because it could possibly be something. He wants to see legit results. He wants to know that what he's buying into.
Wait, you got that off of Shark Tank?
Well, I'm just saying, based on how he bids.
No, I get it. I was just like, wait a minute. He just put that together from Shark Tank, but I guess it's the same person. It makes sense.
Right, it's the same guy.
It's just funny. I would have never thought of that.
It's just a different business. That's all it is.
Yeah.
Right? So he's not going to sign off on giving away 2 draft picks for a guy who can't return from an injury that most guys have been returned from months ago.
Yeah.
Right? So he's taking extra long. Sure, he's a unicorn, like Kevin Durant said. Right? He's a 7'3" guy who could shoot, run, dunk, block shots, play defense, rebound. He could do it all.
He's a good player.
He could do it all. Right?
He's definitely a good player.
And maybe what they were saying is correct, that he's a really big guy. He's got this injury. It's kind of unprecedented. We want to take the recovery a lot slower. I get that. But come on now. Like,
I mean, I think it's just because of the price. You know what I mean? It's a different NBA where, like, a lot of stars have just gone to shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, that's true. But, I mean, you see guys that come back from these injuries.
Yeah, but I mean even in recent time. Look at Gordon Hayward. Bring him back too quick. Look at IT. Bringing him back too quick.
I don't think Gordon Hayward was brought back too quick.
Well, whatever it is.
I mean,
where is he? Where's Gordon Hayward? Where's IT now? Who else kind of came back a little quick?
Yeah, IT came back too quick, for sure.
Yeah, that's it. Career ender. Where is he? Somewhere in Denver still, or did he get cut?
I think so. I think he's still recovering from injury.
Yeah.
But Denver's all right with stacking injury guys, too, because they got Michael Porter Jr., so they're good with stacking injury guys. They're all right with that. They don't care.
Yeah.
And
Will Barton's playing.
But, yeah, so, I mean, my Knickspiracy theory is that they didn't clear him and they didn't play him because they wanted to get the best value without the media getting involved. And a lot of times when the media gets involved and the news goes out everywhere, you lose a lot of your value just like that.
Yeah.
You lose a lot of trade value because now you look desperate. You're trying to make a deal happen. But this could have been going on for months. But they could have been talking to Mark Cuban for months.
The strange thing, too, though, is that even though all of those things are true, teams still do this shit.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You got to. I mean, this is the best way to do it. But it's rare nowadays. It's rare to see a trade come up out of nowhere, just like out of the blue. And they're trying to say that he expressed his, desire to play for another team, and then they just traded him that day. You worked out that deal with the Mavericks in one day? Like, no, that's a pretty deep deal.
How soon before he plays?
Does he play this year at all? Now Dallas has because since the Knicks didn't bring him back, Dallas has the opportunity to just sit him the rest of the year and make sure he's 1,000% better, right? But he could already be better, is what I'm thinking.
What if they just use him for the playoffs? If they make the playoffs.
Well, I don't know if they'll make the playoffs, but what I do know is that, well, I don't even know, but what I assume is that he's ready. I think he's ready to play. He wanted to come back and play, but I just feel like the Knicks didn't want to risk it. They didn't want to risk their only asset, essentially.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You know?
I mean, it makes perfect sense. It's kind of shitty, but it makes sense. Fuck it.
Yeah. Well, you got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, man.
Because that pretty much covers all my NBA topics that I had for today.
Not really. I don't think it really matters. I think we can just talk now.
Okay.
Just flow with it. Who cares?
Well,
Who
well,
cares?
just in case you guys forgot, you are listening to the We Don't Know Shit podcast. You can find us on Apple iTunes, which you're probably listening to, or Google Podcast, or Podbean, or anywhere else you really look for podcasts. And you can find us on Twitter at WDKS Podcast. Instagram will be the same, and Facebook as well. So, yeah. And then we are going to be launching some YouTube videos soon. We are going to be doing, hopefully, daily videos covering individual topics for the videos, if possible. And, yeah, I mean, you got anything to add, Chewy?
I was just looking at the standings for the NBA, and Dallas is 12th.
Yeah, see, they're not making no fucking playoffs. They're not even going to make the playoffs next year.
Wow. Yeah, to be below Minnesota and Sacramento, that's pretty bad.
And Sacramento's balling with no stars.
Yeah.
Sacramento's balling with no stars. You're about to have 2 stars, and you're going to have to be better than Sacramento. That's all I'm saying, Minnesota.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. But
you
I mean,
have all these. You can't have 2 stars.
But I guess it's also a little impressive of Sacramento too that they could be a 10th seed in the West.
Yeah,
in the West.
The West is tough, but the West was kind of rocky early on.
No, it was.
Now the West is starting to find.
Well, that was also that was also a LeBron effect.
Yeah,
that was LeBron leaving the East too.
Maybe.
It put everything
shook everybody
because the East was pretty crazy in the beginning too, where we were kind of already thinking like, damn, did the East make the turn now, and does it have potential to become the dominant conference now because LeBron is gone? And for a second it did. It was like, man, everybody's got a shot. There's Toronto, Boston, you've got who else is good? The Sixers. You got all these teams that you're like, yeah, you could realistically see them in the finals. Why not?
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, even like a Miami, that's a stretch.
No,
that's
a stretch.
That's a stretch, but it's possible in the East more so than the West. If a team like Miami existed in the West, it's like, okay.
True.
Like, what draft pick are you going to end up with?
True.
That's it. So I think, yeah, the East looked very interesting early on, and then now it's kind of just stabilized. Everything's kind of just back to normal. Everybody got used to the fact that this was like, I'm not going to say the start of this super high-flying offensive game, because that's not true. That shift started happening years ago.
Right.
But I think this was the first true season where you just saw every team adopt it. Like, it's just like, this is the NBA. You know, I think even for sports gambling, for all you sports gamblers out there, this has been the highest fucking over-under numbers we've ever seen.
It's ridiculous.
It's like some over-unders are 100 and like it'll be.
It's ridiculous.
It'll be like 260 over-under, and not even like 2 years ago. If you saw 260, you're like, oh my god, there's under money flying out there. Somebody wake the fuck up and check your phone, because the under, we're about to take Vegas on a run where they're going to fucking adjust this shit so hard. Nobody's ever going to win over under NBA ever. But my point being is, are you kidding me? 260? They're hitting over that sometimes by 20 points. 280. In games that, not in overtime, to top it off, in regulation. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. This was the season where that game just took off. Like when it got extremely offensive in the NFL. You know? Right. When they finally capped all the fucking defense, they basically just crutched them, left them right with all kinds of bullshit. Like, you basically can't do anything to the offensive player anymore. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't watch football anymore. I'm over it.
Oh, shit. What do you watch?
I watch soccer. I watch real football.
Real football.
I watch, well, I mean, how you going to call a sport football and you touch it with your feet like 3 times a game? That's it.
No, that's
doesn't make sense.
That's factual. There is only one football in the world, but
I don't get it. It's like, I don't even know what to call it. Throw ball?
No, they catch ball, I guess, would be the best thing. Catch ball, run ball.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, but then you run it too sometimes. So you're not catching.
They would just
What's a good name?
They would have to
That's a good idea for an episode, for our next episode, hopefully, is to come up with a good name for American football.
Yeah, a proper name.
Right. Something that really represents what the sport is.
What's their like little youth program that they used to have when
Let's call it yellow flag ball.
No, but that little youth program that they had, catch, run, and pass or something, they'd probably just name it that. Welcome to Catch, Run, and Pass.
Boring.
Yeah. You know, with fucking Chris Collinsworth and Chris Collinsworth clone. Imagine his fucking clone was on there.
Now here's a guy.
The fucking clone's just repeating him like a fucking parrot. You're like, oh my gosh. Whoever the clone is, his head's going to fucking blow up any minute. This is fucking insane. Chris Collinsworth. The most monotone guy in the history of the fucking world. It's beautiful.
So, actually, quick question about Anthony Davis. Does he get traded by the deadline, or do the Pelicans just ride out the wave?
That's a tough one. I'm going to say I don't know, but I'm leaning more towards he gets moved. Yeah.
I say he gets moved today, February 1st.
Okay. That's interesting.
It is 2 o'clock on the West Coast. February 1st.
Pacific Standard Time, people.
I say he gets traded in the next 3 hours.
That would be 5. Okay.
5 here, 8 on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Even though that's probably not going to happen. But I think so. I think either way, he's getting traded by the deadline. Now, I didn't watch a lot of NFL this year. How did you?
Somewhat. It was interesting because I ended up winning a fantasy championship, and I kind of gave up on watching football for like...
That's fucking funny.
The second half of the NFL season, kind of.
That is funny.
And, I walked away with a trophy. So, I'm not even going to pretend to say that I knew I was going to do that.
So, who's your rookie of the year? Baker or Saquon?
Oh, man.
Get baked.
Wow. I'm extremely biased towards Baker, but I'd have to see more stats from both.
Okay.
Otherwise, I do believe Saquon, probably because Saquon single-handedly he kept the Giants alive when the Giants shouldn't even be in games. How about that?
That's true.
So one player can do that. He's very similar to Zeke, and I think he's better than Zeke.
Barkley finished with 1,307 rushing yards.
Okay. How many touchdowns?
I don't know. I'm not looking at stats. I'm just reading it in an article.
Oh, okay.
But I can tell you that Baker threw for 3,725 yards and threw 27 touchdowns.
How many interceptions?
I think it was like 9 or something. It doesn't show that either.
Wow. That's really nice.
These are things that we should have probably planned for, but it is what it is.
But now we know.
But, so I think, man, I'd have to say Baker, man. It's tough to play quarterback in the NFL. It's tough to play quarterback as a rookie in the NFL. And it's tough to come play quarterback for the Cleveland Browns.
Those are all definitely facts.
So I think he had a harder time, a harder challenge. And I think, man, and out of all the shit that happened in Cleveland to the Browns this season, from Hard Knocks to now,
that's the Hard Knocks curse, though.
He is the only one that came out on top of that. He's the only one that shined out of all of that. From just since the draft to now, he's the only one winning in Cleveland, regardless of the record.
Let me make a proper shout out to the Cleveland Browns too, because That is very impressive from Baker Mayfield, and I'm a Baker fan. You've known me long enough to know that I loved Baker while he was in Oklahoma. He is just, that's the kind of quarterback I like. Now, with that being said, I want to give a shout out to the fucking Cleveland Browns defense, too. That is going to get overshadowed in all of this because fucking Baker Mayfield balled out. Awesome. But that is one of the best defenses in the NFL right now. I say that with confidence. Does that mean that they still lose games? And that's hard. How can you equate both things? Yeah. But any team, even with great talent on defense, if they're on the fucking field all day.
Wait, so you're confidently saying that the Cleveland Browns are the best at something?
No, I said they're one of the best.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't say they're single. Sure. Yeah, there was no.
Just making sure.
There was no singularity
somebody there. Not in Cleveland is saying that the.
No, fuck no. But the amount. I watched enough football to know that I was impressed by their defense, and I've been impressed by their defense for a few years. I said it maybe 2 years ago that their defense was starting to play nice. It was nice.
Yeah.
And then last year, they took a nice stride. It was a little stride because at the end of the day, they're the Cleveland Browns too, okay? Who are we kidding? But they took a nice little stride. And then this year, once the offense kind of, also took a small little leap, I guess you could still call it. You know what I mean? But it was a good small leap. It really allowed the defense to shine a little more, at least early in games. And you can see.
I definitely think their defense kept them in the games because there's a lot of those games that they just went. Yeah. There was like 3 or 4 games in a row, something like that. They went to overtime.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous. Like, yo, you guys are in this mix, but it's like again, it's like they don't have wide receivers really like
that and your
Juice
offense
was there, but like I thought he got hurt or something like that, and then. And I don't know. Then the offense was in flux because
the reality is Juice is a number 2, though. He's a number 2. He's not a number 1.
But still, though, the offensive coordinator, when your offensive coordinator and your offensive-minded head coach are butting heads, it's safe to say that your offense in whole is not going to have a very good season.
No, of course. And then they lost their offensive leader, regardless of who it was. They lost both of them.
Right. Yeah. So then they lost that identity and had to reform a new identity. And after that,
they basically became Baker's team after that.
Which is why I think Baker should win or should have won.
Yeah, but that's going deep into it, and that's sometimes, not usually how it works. But that's good. That's how it should work.
It's not necessarily going deeper. It's just context on each player's season.
Yeah, but what I mean is that stats dominate everything now.
Saquon is a running back.
That's unfortunate.
He's a running back.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to do nothing but run.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's a very, 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 very good running back.
A very good running back is slightly more valuable than a quarterback. This is crazy to say, but only because their shelf life is so small. Okay. So you need to get them at the right time. You know what I mean?
You're saying. You're talking about value based on just prorated value, right? Yeah. So
longevity included.
Right. The quarterback probably lasts longer, right?
Yeah.
And let's say they have this. I get what you're saying.
This $20 is going to be worth $20 for a lot less time than this $20 that I put into this account. Right. So I'm going to use this account to fucking make my $20 purchase.
No, I got you.
Boom. And that's it. Yeah, it's so that's why I think the running back has a little bit more. It has a little bit more like shine to it, the position. When you see a great one, you're just like, whoa, look at that shiny new toy.
I get that.
That guy's insane. He's gonna do some fucking wild shit.
And there's not a lot of great running backs right now either.
No, there's not. That thing died a long time ago, because the NFL just beat those old running backs to a pulp.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Well,
which is
I guess that wraps up our first episode of the We Don't Know Shit podcast.
Oh shit. We only talk sports.
Yeah, we only talk sports today. Maybe next time we won't even talk sports at all. Who knows? We don't even know.
Yeah.
So tune into the next episode and make sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all the other social media sites that you frequent. And I sound like an old man talking about social media like that. So I'm just going to end it right there.
Man.
And
Mike Conley, though.
Peace.
Fucking Mike Conley. Jesus
Peace. Get baked.